You know, when I was growing up, there was a show that would come on every year on television. And it began with a tap, tap, tap on a window. And a young girl would open it up, and there would stand Peter Pan. And Peter, of course, invited Wendy and her brothers and sisters to come with him to Never Never Land, where she could be the mom to the lost boys. Of course, they had all their wonderful adventures there at Captain Hook. But in the end, Peter Pan returns everyone home. And then he stands on that window ledge, and he promises to return. And he looks back at Wendy, and he says, "Wendy, promise me you'll never, never grow up." And the last words that Wendy says are, "I promise, Peter, I promise." Well, the window closes, and Peter Pan flies off, and then there's a cut. The next scene begins with a tap, tap, tap at the window, and a young girl opens up, and it's not Wendy. It's her daughter. And it's Peter, and he looks at this little girl, and he thinks it's Wendy, but the door opens up in the bedroom, and there stands Wendy, full-grown mom. And she says, "Hello, Peter." And he's shocked, and looks at her and said, "But Wendy, you're all grown up." And she said, "I know, I tried, and I tried, and I tried, but I couldn't stop growing up." You know, when I thought about that story, it seems that Wendy kind of got things out of whack. She confused getting older with growing up. You know, age happens. She had absolutely no control over age. She was going to grow older, but she does have some control over growing up. You see, the Bible tells us that we are to grow up into Him who is the head, that's Jesus Christ. We are to become mature. We are to become fully realized human beings. Develop all of our potential. Use all of our gifts and abilities responsibly to the glory of God. That's growing up. But how do we do that? Jesus says the way we do that is actually to grow younger, to become like children. Now, what's a child? And what's it mean to become like a child? I think to become like a child means that we basically trust with all of our heart Jesus Christ. It also means that we are free to play in God's presence, to come into God without reservation, without fear, and to enjoy the presence of God. Those children wanted to be with Jesus, and Jesus was not going to do anything to stop them. He wanted them to come and to sit in His lap and enjoy His love. That's childlike faith. And it's that kind of faith that helps us grow up.